I'm going to present a proposed uh, league, Metro Columbus League education position, which was developed by myself and a group of experts, and many of the local professionals provided testimonials from different school districts. My name is Jay Ramanathan, and I welcome any questions as we go along, or email me questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. This brief presentation is a chance to put in front of you a summary of the position and the process by which we achieved the position, so that you have this information prior to the June 2nd annual meeting. The current position was actually developed in 1984, and it was very concise but useful for the time. It was to support programs to achieve racial balance in the public schools of Metro Columbus area. This position guided actions such as having a League of Women Voters form welcoming committees at schools that were getting racially integrated, and they were very instrumental in reducing tensions at the time. The new proposed position was developed based on research that, as I indicated before, and it has been approved by the board. So the wording is what I'll explain. The goal of the wording is to be as general as possible and at the same time prevent misinterpretation that often happens. So the idea is that we have a lot of diversity, but the key problems that our school districts now face have to do with socioeconomic conditions. So the position is to advocate for public education system from birth to 12th grade that adequately funds local school districts, empowering schools to develop solutions in cooperation with members of the community and partners. The desired outcome is to provide the services necessary for each student to effectively access a quality education and meet the conditions for teaching efficacy and achievement standards. This seems wordy, but I'll explain how we have already applied it. And we have demonstrated how it complements the Ohio. I'm sorry, I'm jumping. I'm trying to keep the member panel there. Leverages the league policy to communicate locally. And this is very important because the Metropolitan Columbus is the league that puts feet on the ground. And we need to be able to understand not just what the policy is, but how it impacts the local population. And that is different in every community. So, given that, we have an example in front of us of what that new position allows us to do. So, the question we ask ourselves is, what does it take before equity in education can be achieved in the classroom? And we realize in order to achieve equity, we need to provide funding, which it turns out is exactly what the Fair School Funding Plan that has been recently proposed. Actually, it was proposed in 1922, but it has recently been uh, discarded by the legislature. So the idea of fair school funding is very critical for our local districts, especially those that are socioeconomically disadvantaged, because it provides critical instructional and non-instructional needs such as timely transportation to school, nutritious meals, mental health, after school care, mentoring, and security, all of which are not things that happen during instruction in the classroom, but need adequate funds outside of the classroom. And these funds are greater in the disadvantaged neighborhoods. So our position allows us to advocate for funds for non-instructional services outside of the classroom so that students can function in the classroom and that can achieve equity. So very simply, we are asking, should we replace the current position with the new board approved one? The current position at the top um, is about racial balance, but the board approved one below is to advocate for a system that funds schools and school districts adequately to achieve equity. Thank you. Any questions?
Jay, I have a question. Thank you for your presentation. My question is, with when you did your research, what school districts did you pull in uh, as you're looking at the education in the schools?
So we looked at several districts, uh, the Columbus School District, Indianola, Dublin, Upper Arlington, to get an understanding of districts that are performing on the different um, places in the spectrum. Um, but after studying the Columbus School District and looking at the data across all districts about school performance and receiving testimonials from Columbus School District, we we were able to dig deeper into the causes which are most extreme uh, and understand why that non-instructional funding was necessary.
I think one of the things that I appreciated about the research, just as we've had the different discussions, that although it didn't encompass all of the local school districts, say like Whitehall, if, you know, until recently, Columbus has an inroad in between every suburb in the Columbus metropolitan area, in between all of those. So looking at the over, what, 28,000 students in Columbus City Schools, that is going to be a good representation for all of those areas because it's centrally located. So I think looking at that data and really looking at a way this wording, like you said, it is wordy, but it's something that adequately reflects something that's going to get us through the next 40 years uh, to push it forward, but also make sure that it can't be twisted or weaponized against the common good. So thank you for,
Exactly.
I appreciate all the hard work you put into this.
Actually, you've been very instrumental in the wording because before we had words like develop solutions with the community, uh, develop solutions for the community, but it turns out you can hire outside consultants, bring them into Columbus School District and not know anything about the Columbus School District. But we we're careful to say we want to develop solutions in cooperation with members of the community and partners. So those community members have to play a role in their own children's future.
It really does
And
take a village.
mhm. And the other point that I think some board members were interested in is the reason why we need this position again is to so that we can understand what our voters in our districts are saying. And um, as mentioned by Karen Leith, who's with the Ohio League and the executive director of advocacy, she pointed out that um, local leagues uh, will leverage Ohio and US policies to communicate locally, that is, with the local voters. And that takes an understanding of our own voting population. Any other questions? Thank you.
Jay, I'll just, on behalf of the board, thank you for your personal work, and Amanda, your work as well, and the work of your subcommittee, who researched this for more than a year and have
That's right.
a very lengthy, very well-researched paper, if anybody would like to delve into the details. But the choice for the annual board meeting is simple vote to replace the old position with the new position. So, which will be a huge step forward. So thank you.
Thank you.
And Cheryl, I just wanted to add something real quick. I know we're wrapping up, is that nothing will ever be perfect. But perfect can sometimes be the enemy of good. And so we're never going to find the quintessential, the right way that everything has to be said. But this is a good start. And to put it in perspective, the original statement was made when I was 4 years old. And Columbus City Schools had just been integrated. And so we are in a different time and place, and this is just helping us keep in step. So I'm excited for, the members to be able to see this and participate, and we can continue to do the good work.
Thank you.